Have you ever had that dream of working from a cabin deep in the woods or a beautiful house out in the countryside, but you felt held back by, the terrible internet? Well, today we're going to dive into how to make that dream a reality. We're going to show you how to strategically use Starlink to build a real productivity powerhouse, no matter how far off the beaten path you are.
I mean, just imagine this for a second. No buffering, no drop calls, just crisp, reliable internet. This isn't just about watching Netflix in a remote spot. This is about professional-grade reliability. It's about having the power to get serious work done without any compromises, from pretty much anywhere you want to be.
And this slide really lays it all out, doesn't it? On the left, you've got that all-too-familiar frustration of trying to work with rural internet, buffering video calls, dropped connections, painfully slow DSL. But on the right, that's the Starlink possibility. Seamless meetings, a reliable connection, an actual high-speed broadband that keeps up with you. It's a total game changer. So let's kick things off by exploring that dream. How do we move from being on the wrong side of that digital divide and actually build that productivity powerhouse?
So what is Starlink really? Well, at its core, it's a high-speed internet service that uses this huge network, a constellation of thousands of satellites in what's called low Earth orbit, or LEO. Now, unlike old-school satellite internet with those massive delays, these LEO satellites are way closer to Earth. And that's the key. That proximity just slashes the latency, giving you a connection that feels snappy and responsive, almost like fiber.
And the performance numbers here are what make all the difference. We're talking speeds hitting up to 200 megabits per second with latency, that's the reaction time of your connection, as low as 20 milliseconds. And just to be clear, those are fantastic numbers for any internet connection, let alone when you can get in the middle of nowhere. This is the kind of performance that makes smooth video calls, lightning-fast file uploads, and real-time collaboration a total reality.
Okay, so you're sold on the technology. The next step is a big one. Choosing your plan. This is really the foundation of your whole remote work strategy. You got to think of it like choosing the right tool for the job.
So Starlink offers a few key options to fit exactly what you need. Think of the residential plan as the perfect daily driver for a solo remote worker or a small family. But if you're a power user, maybe you're running a business or uploading huge video files all day, the priority plan is for you. It basically puts a VIP tag on your data, so it jumps to the front of the line on the network, making sure you get top speeds even when things get busy. And of course, for the true digital nomads, the mobile plan lets you pack up that high-speed connection and take it wherever your van or RV can go.
And to make this a little more concrete, that baseline residential plan usually starts at around $110 a month. Yeah, it's an investment for sure, but when you weigh that against the cost of lost productivity and frustration from a terrible connection, well, the value becomes pretty clear.
And here's a super important tip. Before you pull the trigger on a plan, actually track your internet usage for a week. A lot of routers have this feature built in, or you can use a simple app. Figure it out. Are you a heavy data user or pretty light? Knowing this will help you pick the most cost-effective plan so you're not paying for a ton of bandwidth you just don't need.
Now listen, having the right plan, that's only half the battle. To get that truly flawless connection, you have to master your hardware setup. This is where so many people leave performance on the table.
There are 3 things that are absolutely non-negotiable. First, you've got to position that dish with a wide, clear view of the sky. The Starlink app has a great check for obstructions tool. Use it. Find that perfect spot with no trees or buildings in the way. Second, optimize your Wi-Fi inside. For bigger houses, the basic router might not be enough. A mesh network can be a total game changer for getting solid coverage everywhere. And third, get a power backup. A simple UPS battery will keep you online during a power flicker and can save you from getting booted off an important client call.
And hey, this isn't just theory. Take the story of John, a software developer out in rural Oregon. He was getting really inconsistent speeds until he followed these exact steps. He moved his dish up to his roof for a perfectly clear view and added a Wi-Fi extender. And the result? A rock-solid 150 megabits per second. It just goes to show you, a little bit of tweaking makes a massive difference.
All right, next up, we need to talk about managing your connection day to day. This is all about conquering those real-world challenges like network traffic jams and, of course, the cost.
First off, you've got to be strategic about your timing. Starlink, like any network, can get a little congested during those peak evening hours when everybody in your area is streaming movies. So if you've got a massive file to upload or a big software update to download, try to schedule it for the early morning or late at night when the network is quieter.
Second, you have to be the boss of your bandwidth. Your computer and your phone are constantly sipping data in the background with things like automatic updates and cloud backups. So during your workday, turn that stuff off. Close any apps you're not using. If you want to get really advanced, you can even go into your router settings and prioritize traffic to your work computer over, say, the kid's Xbox.
And let's talk about managing the cost. Look, it's an investment, but you can be smart about it. Keep an eye out for promotions on the hardware. Maybe even think about sharing a connection with a trusted neighbor if that's feasible. And remember, if you're using this for your business, you might be able to deduct the cost. But, definitely talk to a tax professional about that one.
So we've picked a plan, we've set up the hardware, and we're managing the connection like a pro. Now we get to the best part, the ultimate reward. What does all this work actually unlock for you?
Well, for starters, you can finally, truly collaborate in real time. Remember that low latency we talked about? It means cloud platforms like Google Workspace or Microsoft 365 just work flawlessly. You're not at a disadvantage anymore. You are on a completely level playing field with anyone sitting in a downtown office tower.
A stable connection is also a gateway to knowledge. All of a sudden, the entire world of online learning is right there at your fingertips. Platforms like Coursera and Udemy are open for business, letting you upskill and expand your career opportunities, all from the comfort of your rural home.
And finally, it empowers you to build a global brand. You can create high-quality video content, host webinars, and maintain a powerful online presence that attracts clients from literally anywhere in the world. Your location stops being a limitation. It just becomes your beautiful backdrop.
Just think about that graphic designer we imagined. Their journey, going from the absolute frustration of dropped client calls to flourishing with a global client base, that is the perfect testament to what is possible when you get this right, when you harness Starlink strategically.
So with the right strategy, the rural landscape is no longer a barrier to your professional success. It becomes your competitive edge. The only real question left is, what will you build with it?